What we're going to talk about today is this solution set of getting bookings on your site. So as Tony just mentioned, business to business are getting clients set up for bookings, especially now with the COVID stuff going around. It's going to become a bigger and bigger factor for most businesses. I know a lot of you guys are actually doing agency type integrations or businesses. So again, this is if it's something that you guys can master, it's something that you can help other clients with as well. So if you're kind of doing an agency thing, that's something you can probably charge for on the setup or even for the services or help them out as well. It may be something for your clients to benefit from. And that's why I'm presenting it to you guys today. So if for those of you who don't know, I kind of briefly showed it there and Tony talked about it, but basically these online booking systems they're basically appointment schedulers, booking software, whatever you call it. It's basically an app or a tool that allows you or your clients to schedule appointments through an online portal or through your directory or your website or anything else that you have online. And in many cases, that those booking platforms also come with business or calendar management, kind of integrate that for you as well. And it makes it easy for you and then staff, if you have anybody, to stay on top of your appointments, clients, and just business in general and keep you on your toes and avoid, double bookings and other availability issues that generally arise if there's more of a manual process. It's just not a system set up for that. So that's what these are built to do. And so that's the topic we're going to kind of talk about today is taking bookings and making money. And it has the logo there for Book Like a Boss. We'll go over to that software in the second part here today. And that's the one we're going to be going over. But as Tony showed you, Frank showed you, there's other options, Calendly 10 to 8. And there's probably now as well, probably 30 to 40 of these types of services that are available. And they all have their individual feature sets that you may want to avail yourselves of. But let's be honest, this online booking thing is probably the new normal, right? I think we can all agree on that. You don't have to book a time to drop off your library books, book a time to get your hair cut. You have to book a time to pick up your food curbside, book a time to arrive at the medical office in order to do your dentist stuff. So basically, you name it, everybody's using these nowadays to book. And with everybody doing everything online and everybody having about 20 Zoom meetings a day or a week, it's hard to get all that stuff scheduled on time and have an efficient process for you to do that. And these booking softwares allow you to do that. And by basically providing your clients with an online booking system that meets and exceeds their expectations, you're basically gonna increase their long-term booking rates, get them hooked on your efficient system, and make you more productive. And then in the end, it's going to bring that higher revenue, better margins for you, and a loyal customer base. It's going to come back to you and give you their money time after time. Tony kind of already alluded to that. Once you kind of got the system down or you're involved with that, or in your client's case, if they start to use your software and your system, they're just going to get used to it. They're going to like it. It's going to be an efficiently known process to them, and it's going to hook them into your business or service, and that's something that these allow you to do. So what I want to go over today is what these booking softwares can do for you. And bottom line is it streamlines your customer service. So one of the recent surveys showed that 80% of customers are willing to buy or book from a company that offers excellent customer experience. And so having a system on your website where they can just book a time with you for either a consultation, to explore your product, to talk with you, or do actually buy a service from you, it just makes it that much more streamlined, and they're more likely to give you paying business later if you can get them involved with your efficient system. So it also fulfills that now generation. So they especially with everybody using this stuff, if they have to wait around, they're probably going to go use somebody else. So I think everybody can agree that the customers nowadays want a convenient, fast, and easy experience when it comes to, booking a course, hiring a room, making an appointment, or any, items like that. And they've come to expect that thanks to the proliferation of these online booking systems and mobile devices, really with your phone, into your everyday lives. So, I think back to when computers were just started and having a fast way to do stuff. If I look back and I thought that people were going to be leaving a website because it didn't load within 2 seconds, and they get frustrated and leave, or if they can't find an automated pop-up. But we talked about chatbots last week. It's just funny to think back now, but it's really the now generation. People want to find that stuff immediately, and this booking stuff to tie straight into you is an example of that. And then it also makes you the easy booking, makes you the easy logical choice, right? I think of haircut apps or haircut places where you can basically, you used to be able to jump in line, just say, basically check in on your phone. So you don't even have to, and as soon as you show up at the haircut place, you're on the board, right? And you're the next in line. You don't have to wait around for everybody because you've already checked in online. So that's just one example, but that easy booking of just grabbing somebody or grabbing that appointment ensures that best customer experience on your digital platforms. And that can make the difference between whether they choose you or the competition. And having the easy choice be you is always good. And you want to highlight that. And then it also allows you to add your booking link wherever it's relevant. So you could do it on a specialized, directory page. You could do it on your main page. You can have it on your social media, link it to all your communications. And then when you do that, all roads lead to that new appointment and new customers for you. So I literally put 3 examples on here of how I use Book Like a Boss for me. I've got it on, if you go to directorywebinar.com at the bottom of the page, it has a book a meeting link, right? Where they can, clients can just book a meeting with me if they have a question. If anybody goes to those directory videos that I've posted into the directory before, the Facebook group, it has a pop-up there on the video to try to schedule a call to action when they're watching that video. Any of those dub videos I add, and it says book a time with Ryan on there, and it can go straight into my booking software. And then it's right on my Facebook page. If you guys go to facebook.com/directory toolkit, for everything I post on there, it has the Book Now integration into Facebook. And if they click the Book Now, it goes straight into my booking software, and they're in with an appointment. So those are just 3 examples of what I do, but it's one system, but I can put that anywhere that I operate on the internet, and you guys can do the same thing as well. And so more than half of all the consumers, use their mobile device during at least some part of their mobile journey when they're doing that. So just having that stuff on the page, it doesn't take too much of a leap of faith and understanding to know that if they're presented with that simple single-step process to make a booking, they're just going to be more likely to book with you than the company down the road if they don't have those options available. Looks like I'm going to turn everybody off here. I'm not sure he's typing in the background. It should be good. So just unmute yourself again if you want to talk later if I turned you off there. So appreciate that. So the next piece really is booking systems increase your booking rates as well. So and the reason for that is because the reservation can be made 24/7, similar to when we talked about last week about chatbots, where they're just kind of always there. This is basically a chatbot type thing where it's just a widget on your site and always loads. And so research shows that 35% of clients actually prefer scheduling appointments during non-business hours. And 40% of online bookings actually do happen after hours. So if they're made, in the late hours of the day, as everybody heads home, or maybe they can't do it at work, or they don't have the free time to do it at work, they're doing and booking that stuff after normal business hours. And so if you're just using a phone number or some other sort of online chat thing where you're just only available during the business hours, can you imagine how many, reservations you're going to miss if you're only working, have that available until 5:00? With that online booking systems, you can be available 24 hours a day, every single day of the year. And we already talked about the now generation, if they have to wait till the next day to make that reservation or to wait for you to call them back from the phone call, the chances are they're not using your company, right? They're moving on, going to a different company, and they're going to use that company that has an online booking resource. The second thing is it actually makes it more efficient backup to cover your normal processes, right? So even if you have a normal phone or your scheduling process, just think about how many bookings have you lost, or maybe, for your clients, how many have they lost? If it's taken a day or more to get back to an inquiry, or if you're already on a phone call and somebody tried to call and got a busy signal, or they maybe tried to call you, but you're on a meeting and a Zoom meeting and you're just not answering the phone and it goes to voicemail. So, we already talked about if your offices are closed, right, and you're not available 24/7. It's a good backup to have on your site. If they can't get you on the phone, they know they can just go ahead and use that booking system to do the exact same thing, even if they'd rather talk to you on the phone. So it just gives an option for them to do. And then the last thing, how it can increase your actual rates is that the customers feel it's around their schedule and not yours. So the good thing when you have it available all day, they can book it in a minute, in a few minutes. That's convenient to them rather than you. So just think about the last time you called the dentist's office or you called for an appointment. If you're trying to schedule, you're scheduling on their time. Normally, they're looking at their schedule, right? They're looking at their calendar. You hear a bunch of typing, and all of a sudden, they provide you the dates. So, like, how does next Thursday at 2 sound? And so, or maybe they give you a couple different options, and then you're forced to look at your calendar and go, well, no, I got a appointment at 2. How about next month? And you go back and forth like that. You waste time, they waste time. And then even if you end up with a time that makes sense or is both available for their schedule and yours, maybe that's not exactly when you actually would want it. Maybe you guys say Tuesday at 4, and you're like, well, I don't have anything Tuesday at 4, but I've got something at 6, and I kind of rather. But you don't even bother trying to reschedule it after that. If it fits, you just take it. But in reality, maybe you wanted Tuesday at 10. And so if you had a booking calendar that tied into your availability, and when the user is looking at your schedule, they just pick one that fits best for them. You're not providing it to them. They're picking the one that fits best in their schedule. So whenever your processes revolve around your client, but still is made available to fit into your schedule, that's when you're going to make increased booking rates, because the clients obviously love that. And I know obviously you would as well if you were on the other end. And the next thing the booking software does is it can increase your actual revenue opportunity once you get the booking. I think of it as a no-cost sales team. So you basically get the opportunity to do an upsell offer every single time. So if you think about it in that terms, is that not only can you take that booking, but it's also you can add those extras onto the booking. That it's a tried and tested and proven way to add a little bit more return to the order with no additional effort. So let's say they book the appointment, and then they go to the thank you page. You thank them for booking the appointment, and there just happens to be some additional content on that page that you either want them to read, potentially add to their package when they show up or when you make the call, or just buy directly from that page because it's basically an upsell page. There's all sorts of opportunities that you can do with online booking that you just really can't do on the phone without sounding like a pushy salesperson, which at that point you probably would be. It also increases the word of mouth marketing due to easy scheduling. Good word travels on people. So if they have a good, easy way to schedule on your system, or they say, hey, go over here, you can get an appointment right away on the calendar. That word spreads fast when it's a good, efficient process, and you're going to benefit from that because you get more traction from not only your current customers, but future customers as well. The next thing, you can actually get personalized data every time because they feel that it is needed, as it's just expected as part of the process. So if I was doing an online booking and I wanted their email, that would make sense, right? You're going to book this time. I need your email or your phone number to call you back and give you reminders of the appointment, or just give me your email and we'll send you the link to the meeting that we're going to have. They're just going to give you that information, right? If you're on a phone call, and you're just like, hey, we're going to do a Zoom meeting. Here's the phone number you can call in at this time. Oh, and by the way, can I have your email? It just you can get it, right? But it's just a natural process to be able to get the data because they're already in the process of providing that data. And the real reason is because they're actually requesting it, right? You're not calling them. They're going to your site. They're going to your booking meeting. They're clicking the button, make a meeting. So they're actually asking for the meeting. And so you're not really asking them for information. You're just requesting that information that you need for the appointment. So if you have the right booking software, not only can you ask for their email and phone number, you can add other stuff in there, like a form, and ask them for other optional potential, right, information that they may be willing to provide for you to help set the call up for success, or to set up the coaching session, et cetera, et cetera. So, which is something that's just a little bit harder to do with phone calls usually. It also does reduces the no-shows to the system. The good thing about that, once you get in there and they have automated reminders and SMS text messages straight to their phone or their email, they're going to get automatic reminders without you doing anything that reminds them about the appointment, because there's nothing that saps efficiency is like having, 2 stood-up phone calls on a Zoom meeting, and I'm sure that's happened to everybody where just people forget about it or don't show up. That happens all the time, but even more so if you don't have a system that's set up to send them reminders. So it gets rid of that and makes you just more efficient to increase revenue, especially if you're paying for a particular coaching session or other paying for your time or services. And then the last thing is obviously you spend time less managing, the systems and the processes, and then you get to spend more time producing, selling, coaching, whatever it is that you do for your business. You have more time to do that as opposed to just working manual processes, because that automates it for you. Next thing is it gives you more satisfied customers. So the client sees your business fitting around them. We already talked about that. Again, if they're able to pick something that fits into their schedule, as opposed to you kind of pigeonholing them into something that they're not, that's not really optimal for them, they're just gonna inherently feel happier about you and your process, just automatically, even without them consciously thinking about that. They're just gonna be happier and align your company brand with that happiness. It also should make them, find a way that's convenient to them. It could be a device platform if you have various platforms where you can do the meeting or their time. We already kind of talked about that, but just anything you can do to optimize that is good. And then it also improves customer retention, right? So anytime there's a manual process, there's an opportunity for messing it up. Maybe you fat fingered in your calendar wrong. You don't show up. There's other areas for increased inefficiencies or mistakes. And so anytime that you have a flawless, efficient system, people are going to notice that you have that set up, and they're just going to be happier. So I think that it's kind of an obvious slide on that. But it's always helpful to have that available. Thanks, Tony. Next thing that it does is, last thing is it increases their efficiency and reduces your operational costs. And so it's kind of an overlap a little bit, but I'll just walk you through, the process and just imagine yourself why this is just a better way to do it with the booking system. So obviously 60% of small businesses surveyed said they wanted to have more time available to them, and that 39% said that dealing with the paperwork is the biggest time waster in their business. I'm sure you have this. There's a lot of reasons maybe why you don't do one thing over another, just because you don't have the system set up to make it happen efficiently. So if you have that, a way to do all of the steps of a particular function better and more efficiently, you're going to do that. It just takes time to set up, and using these booking softwares that are just built to do that makes it so much easier. So just think about it. The process of taking and managing bookings, calendars, resources, and appointments is essential, but it can be a drain on your time and operational costs, not only for you as a solopreneur or even your company if you have a lot of traffic, or your clients if they have a lot of different vendors or clients or people that they're scheduling. It can take a really big drain on resources, or need an entire company or system or payment or a person to do that for them. And mainly it's because organizations are clinging a lot of times to those traditional methods, which equates to a lot of manual admin. And I think we would all admit to that. And so you just think about it. It's on the slide here. Think about the time that's spent managing the phone inquiry, right? An email response to them if it's manual, logging the booking information into your schedule or somebody else's schedule, or multiple schedules if they're not intertwined, or whatever manual process you have. Maybe it's Excel, however you do that. Then you got to send an email to confirm the booking and make sure that they know they're doing that. And a lot of times people call people back to make sure that they didn't forget about it. You still got to take the payment if you're charging for that, and how are you getting the payment notification to them and taking the payment. You got to send out the reminder email or a call, and then you got to compile that spreadsheets of booking registers and customer lists. And Tony already alluded to that too, of getting that data into your CRM or your email marketing system. So that process takes a lot of time and leaves a lot of room for human error, miscommunication, like I talked about before. And then what if the client forgets about their appointment and misses your reminder, or what happens if you accidentally book 2 customers at the same time slot and you do that double booking? There's a lot of potential issues. And then now imagine a world where all of that is taken care of by that online booking system, where you don't have to do any of that. And so, the system software displays the services you offer, your available time slots, so your customers can reserve the time that works for them. A system that automatically adds appointments to your calendar and does two-way syncing, so it knows what appointments are available and automatically adds it to your calendar. Automatically sends out the emails to people, automatically sends reminders and SMS reminders to their phone, and then takes the payment through your payment processor for that. So when you get to the meeting, the payment has already been made. So that's what we're going to go over later in on the session is just, again, there's a myriad of ways to do that. We're going to go over the Book Like a Boss system later on, and this is the software we're going to go into. But this is does all of that stuff we talked about. But hopefully you see from the briefing here of the valued benefits of a booking calendar system like that. And then we'll go over the specific implementation of that Book Like a Boss later. And we'll give the deal for you and do a live walkthrough of the system as well. So.